right, welcome everyone here to John R. Nelson Gymnasium as we have a varsity doubleheader for you here tonight. As the girls will start first, as Triton and Culver will play tonight, boys versus girls. The girls, of course, ladies first. Triton coming in, for them, a 3-game losing streak after a 2-game winning streak to start the year. Culver 12-4 on the year, 3-game winning streak for them. And for this group in Culver, 12-4 for A.J. Neace in his first season. But he was an assistant coach, but things don't change. There's still a lot of things there for them to build on. And, of course, Ashli Faulkner in her second season as coach as the Trojans. 6-11, an improvement from last year. 3-3 in the conference play. And for them, 4-3 against 1A opponents here this season. The series dates back to the 1975-76 season where Triton leads the all-time series 49-17. The last time these two teams met was by county, and the Lady Cavaliers won 38-17. They are favored tonight, according to John Harrow, 45-31. Kenny, we've kind of seen you're getting towards the end of the year here for both these schools, and I think both sides are kind of trying to find themselves out, but Triton needs to kind of get things in gear because a 3-game losing streak going into sectionals is not a good thing.
Well, and that was one of the things I didn't really realize it until we walked in and they were doing senior introductions. And I was like, holy cow, it's senior night already for the girls, especially for Culver. So, yeah, it's getting kind of hard to believe we're wrapping up this season here. But, yeah, like you say, you got to get things figured out if you want to do anything long-term in the postseason. And
Triton was 4-4 to start the year. 4 wins. It was kind of a win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. Then they kind of went in there on a 5-game skid against some pretty good teams in Manchester, which they played with. The Elkhart Christian, who's a very good team in this sectional, Jimtown, Bremen, and Pioneer were all losses, but some of those were close. But then we saw them find a way to beat Caston in overtime and then a win against Trinity Greenlawn. And then Oregon Davis, they were in that ball game. They kind of had that ball game by its tail until the very end there, and Oregon Davis found a way to win.
Yeah, just kind of catching that game there. You can say they was up quite a bit, and it just kind of lost their momentum there. Let Oregon Davis got into it, and then just towards that end, just that last few seconds, just kind of lost that for them.
And they've kind of found a way. They rebound the basketball really well. Averaging 31 rebounds to their opponents, 27 per ball game. And with this group and how they continue to just grow and develop, Ashli Faulkner's done a good job. You're seeing players like Sierra Hawley, Miley Groves starting to find their clip as Miley has led the team in the last 2 outings, 17 points, 8 points in the other game there. But she also has had a 20-point outing as well with Sierra Hawley. And those two there, when they get going, look out.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Sierra's taking a little bit of time, but also Miley just coming around a little bit there, and then finally kind of getting that groove, getting the offensive going there. Kind of know what to expect there. So then you do have those good games. Same thing for Sierra. She's always been before. As watching her, as a freshman coming through, we've always got it in the back of mind. Go for the basket. Go for it. Yes, you're on the smaller side, but take it right to them. And you've seen a lot more this year as a senior, just stepping in and taking those chances, drawing that people away if you have to dump it away to get somebody else a shot.
And Sierra's really stepped up as a leader. She's a vocal leader in the huddle, but at the same time, she leads by example out there on the floor with her grit, her determination, and toughness. You won't find anybody tougher out there on the floor. Triton in the post there, you're going to have a Savannah Hawley and Avery Veers-Baker. Between those two there, Hawley maybe a little bit, with Savannah, she is really good at rebounding those second chance points, uses that length, uses that height to really kind of work herself in there. Then when she gets the free throw line as a big, she's really good at the free throw line.
Yeah, she's just been one of them that's not say automatic, but yeah, just really well. They're just even watching shooting around out here, just those about that free throw. They're just popping them and putting them right in.
And then Avery Veers-Baker, she's kind of came on here as of late with her, and a couple games where she kind of had down, but she found a way to lead that team. She had a double-double in that loss against Oregon Davis by 2, where she had 12 points, 11 rebounds, and then Savannah Hawley had 11 points, 11 rebounds. You look at these two sides and how, with them, Veers-Baker, as tough as she is, and if Abby ever decides to get on the mic
and they're watching us talk.
We're kind of out of sync here as everybody's just kind of,
yep.
I don't know, what do you stand here watching us for?
I didn't want to interrupt you.
There's a thing called a mute button. You are not live. So, anyways, we were talking about your sister and how she's kind of came out in that Oregon Davis game, that double-double, and since then she has really been a force.
Yes, and that's one thing we have sat here and we've had conversations about is like, yeah, you had a really good game against Plymouth. Yeah, you kind of got on your heels a little bit because of the injury you endured. I said, you have to come back out stronger. I said, your girls need you to come back out stronger, and it's really just woken her up.
And with talking to her, she's playing for the right reasons. She's playing for her teammates, and playing for herself. And she says, hey, I talked to her last night. She says, this is it. She goes, I'm going to show out for them because they show out for me, and that's that mentality you kind of see. Yes, those last few games, those 3 games losing streak, you look at it and you kind of say, wow. And that Glenn game, Triton was in that game up till halftime. Oregon Davis, they had it until the very end, and then you look at the game the other night against Winamac. They were there, statistically speaking, they were in that ball game. They had less turnovers than Winamac did, and they had more points off of turnovers.
And see, being there and just watching that game, not even calling it. One thing I think it was for the girls was just the energy in the room. Just the their atmosphere, you usually can feel that. You can usually feel their energy in the atmosphere, and they all kind of just played a little lackadaisical. Like you said, still bored and still doing what they needed to, but just wasn't fully invested.
And now tonight, A.J. Neace, in his first season, he has been an assistant coach, so he is no stranger to these girls at all. He has a very athletic group, and I mean, there's no stats on him where I could find on Max Preps, but watching on film, Ashlyn Barrett is one they're going to have to keep an eye on because that young lady can travel every spot to the floor and in a hurry.
She is one that I love watching just from a volleyball perspective, from a basketball perspective. She is such a natural athlete, and it just shows through her.
And then looking down there, players like Brooke Davis and Ava McCune, that you look at she's sophomores, but these sophomores have playing experience, and these players, you can tell they've been playing the game for a while.
You can tell who definitely they put in the work during that offseason and really come back out.
And again tonight, the things for Triton, if you're Ashli Faulkner, what are you telling this group?
If you're Ashli Faulkner and you have this group, you know they run that 2-3 zone. They're going to close you down on that block, which, yes, is one of our main scoring points, is where we look for our most is our big girls. You've got to realize that and not get trigger happy beyond the arc, but go without that mid-range. Get comfortable in your shots and have that confidence to really just play outside of your comfort zone.
And Kenny, that touches on like with the Sierra Hawley and Miley Gross. Those 15-foot jump shots for the 2-3 zone are going to be there. If you got a breathing spot, if you have a breath in this 2-3 zone, take a shot. I mean, worst case scenario, you're either going to miss or you're going to make it because then you got the size underneath to get those rebounds contested and either draw a foul, kick it back out and reset, or have a chance for a second chance point.
And another thing here coming down is, yes, those outside shots is what you're going to look at. You move that ball and you open up that floor and you work on that off-ball movement. You're going to have those holes open up and you're going to be able to get in that lane and possibly draw yourself a foul.
So we're about inside a minute to go here. We'll have to switch our audio over to the camera because I do not have an audio set up for the board, so I cannot control it tonight. So we'll have to get that changed and set over. And after that, after the national anthem and the starting lineups, we'll be back right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network. All right, as the starting lineups meet out there for both sides for a song that I absolutely demise. You go to Warsaw, you hear this song every time. But either way, I'm Andy O'Hara. Alongside me here tonight, Abby Veers, Kenny Barnhart, Caden, and Caitlin. Not sure. They're probably taking care of the JV side of things tonight as that game is being played currently. And as always, the Hall of Famer O'Reilly. We're here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSA Champions Network. And right out of the gate, the Cavaliers will control the tip. Barrett with the basketball is going to leave it, and they're going to set things up. As McCune's with it. I liked watching her last year. She's so fast. Real good defensive player. Works it on over there to Davis. Now to Barrett. Tries to lead it down into Davis. Banks open. The assist to Barrett.
It's that off-ball movement we've talked about that they're going to really have to watch tonight, especially in their defense.
Triton has handled the press real well all season. And the Cavaliers putting it on right from the get-go, and close one there. Hawley now with it. He's going to leave it for McKinney. McKinney leaves it for Holly. They're going to go to work, and there's that 2-3 zone, Abby. Here's Baker in the high post. Throws it behind Holly. Those passes have got to be on point because while they're in a 2-3 zone, it's almost like a trap how quick they can attack the basketball. Groves has got to look, needs to take it. Pull up mid-range jumper on the way. Count that one.
Yeah, like you said, if there's a seam, take it.
Yes. Triton picking up the pressure back on Cavaliers coming back.
McCune's going to push it up the floor quickly.
Triton's going to fall into a man-to-man defense, putting extra pressure on these Cavaliers.
Andruski goes to McCune. And Triton's going to stay with that spot. Now, this is where Triton can show some strengths but you got to be able to talk on those switches. Barrett tries the dribble drive, can't penetrate, leaves for Andruski. Shield will drive inside the lane, flips it down into Davis. Davis back to Andruski. Free throw line jumper on the way. Bank is closed, and rebound there belongs to Miley Groves. Groves tries to forcing it down the floor. Miley Groves is hungry.
She saw it was open just about 2 seconds too late.
And Sierra Holly's going to set it up. Here comes the double team. Now that 2-3 zone, they quickly put that into a trap. It's such a fun defense to watch that this Cavaliers team will put on.
And you see McCune being in the top of that part of that 3-2 zone. Those top two, they are going to slowly walk in there and cause that pressure. And then the second you're moving, she's blocking that way to where you're going.
So Sierra Holly makes her way to the free throw line. 46% on the year. She's gotten there for 71 attempts this season.
Foul is on Ashlyn Barrett, her first, team's first.
And Sierra leads the team, 71 attempts on the year. Off the mark on the first one. Although she's hit some clutch free throws in some of those games. That Caston game comes to mind. The second one, empty trip. And McCune gets the rebound, and up the floor she goes in transition. She's got Davis, doesn't see her in time, stops on the left elbow. Andruski across the way in the corner. They'll work it. And look at Veers Baker with the steal. Knocks it away, but she'll throw it away down the floor, expecting someone down the floor. McCune drives to the right side of the lane. Banks open. She goes line for an N1 opportunity.
You're trading there. You've got to see your girls, you get that ball and you're going. You have to work on. You're not trying to, I want to say, play up in their fast pace. You want to keep your game. But it's going to be a quicker game tonight where you've got to be able to make those split decisions.
So that foul be on McKinney. It's her first, team's first. McCune gets 3 points the old-fashioned way. She tickles the twine there. And Triton, yes, you want to be in a hurry of forcing the issue, but be crisp and be smart where you're going to go with the basketball. Holly gets it. Sisters will work it back and forth. And Miley Groves can't corral the hot pass.
Right there, like we said with these girls, yes, you kind of want, you've got to be open on those passes, but you have got to be clean with where you're going tonight because Culver is going to pick off any little imperfection they see.
This is a team that only allows just shy of 33 points a ball game on defense while averaging 42 on offenses. They turn that defense into offense, and watching that Caston game where they walked away in that ball game the last time out 48-31, this is a team that can establish their wills. McCune can't get that one to drop in. Brooke Davis with the rebound. McCune underneath, kicks it outside. Andruski will try a three from the corner, and you will count it.
Triton in that man-to-man defense, they have to see that help side has got to be awake and has got to be up.
And a foul call on the loose ball will be on the Cavaliers.
Foul is on Barrett. That is going to be her second back-to-back fouls for her tonight.
I said that wrong. Andrzejewski.
Oh.
Andrzejewski.
I can't see it all, so I can't pronounce it.
It was like I got the pronunciation during volleyball. I was like, well, I'm not going to have time to get it figured out tonight with everything we had to roll into. So Holly crosses the half-court line, stops, swings it right to Miley Groves. McCune almost got a piece of that one as Sierra drives to that left side, works it up on top to Miley Groves. Groves splits the defender. Good feet underneath, but nice job by Brooke Davis to disrupt the pass, and back go the Lady Cavs. Barron at the top of the key, guarded by Holly. Triton's going to stay with that man-to-man defense. Davis retreats out of the paint, goes to McCune.
Sierra Holly really having that nice sag defense is what we call it on the offside. She sees her girl, but she is closer to that basket for that crash down.
You've been watching the videos I sent you, haven't you? McCune on the side of the lane, up and another one for her. She's working well in the paint.
She's got half of their points, 5 of the 10.
One thing you've got to realize is we come in and we see Barron, and that is exactly who Triton came in seeing tonight. But what they're going to realize really fast is McCune has already stepped up in her role and is coming out to back her up, as they have 2 fouls on Barron already. McCune is really taking the leashes.
Yep, she's going to take a break here as Parker's coming in.
Kenny caught it. Well, there we go. And for Triton right now, you look at the scoreboard right now. You're kind of beating yourself there with those turnovers, and it's unforced errors. You've got to clean those up if you want to try to stay in this ball game. Andrzejewski will go up on top to Parker, works it to Brooke Davis on the right wing. Hands it to McCune, top of the key, picked up by McKinney. McCune trying to step, but she'll kick it out. Gets out of the lane in time. As Brooke Davis clears out, she'll drive, contested, blocked by Veers Baker. Up the floor goes to Holly. Holly trying to get through. McCune trying to pressure with the defense. They'll stop Holly off at the pass, forcing a jump ball call. And it will stay here with the Trojans. And that's just how quick McCune is. Watching her on film, we didn't get to chance to really talk about her, but in that 2-3 zone, she attacks so well. It's kind of that old Syracuse defense that Jim Boeheim used to run, and they're in 2-3 zone, but they might as well be in a trap.
Austin Wright checks in as Veers Baker will take herself a break.
McKinney now running out of time, leaves it up high. Andrzejewski knocks it away, and Triton will somehow hang on to it. Good defense again. You've got to watch those passing lanes. This Culver team is very good on defense.
You kind of saw Holly right there. She took her second, which is what I really like. She was getting ready to fire that ball up to Groves, as Andrzejewski was very much so tight on her, and she took that second. She got it over just in time.
Holly up top of the key, skips it across to McKinney, down into Austin Wright. Wright trying to fight through in the paint, has Sierra up top of the key. And Triton will reset. Austin around the side of the lane in the paint, goes to McKinney. And right there, Haley Parker takes it away. 2-on-3 fast break. She puts on the brakes, and they will wait for the rest of the offense to get down there, as McCune on the right wing will work it up on top. Triton had good ball movement, but you can't, like we said in the pregame, you cannot be afraid to take a look, because you get a breath, take it.
Yeah, they've got a lot of those seams right there along that free throw.
Yeah.
Just turn and take the shot.
McCune stops on the right elbow, looking for the corner. She'll find Andrzejewski on the right wing. Drive spinning into the lane, kicking out, and there's Coley McKinney, takes it away. McCune tracking her down. McKinney will go to Sierra Holly on the right wing. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Groves now works it to Sierra Holly on the right side. Skips it to Savannah Holly.
Culver kind of backing off that high trap that we saw there in the first couple. Oh.
There goes with the runner. Can't get it to drop in. Austin Wright cleans it up. Put back is good.
Such a smart play there by Austin Wright. As she was going one way, she saw her coming. She had the IQ to turn back the other way and catch her.
What did I say in the pregame? Shoot, clean it up. If there's a shot there, and if not, reset.
Triton looking really for another stop here on this defensive end and turn it into a point to really cut that lead that they have.
Brooke Davis drives sideline, blocked by Savannah Holly. Now Sierra's going to try to force it down the floor. Miley Groves on the outside will look, skips it to McKinney. Now to Austin Wright. Good ball movement goes up, but good defense there. Being played by Brianna Schlimmer.
That's one thing I'm seeing tonight is just good defense. Not sloppy fouls, not anything crazy. Just good defense on both ends.
And McCune's going to lose it out of bounds. Good defense by Chloe McKinney to hold her position, go straight up, and not lean into the ball handler.
And pull that body foul.
Inside a minute to go, it's a 6-point ball game. The Lady Cavs have gone on an 8-2 run after the two sides were tied up to start. And ripped away there by Andrzejewski, goes to McCune, and now Holly's going to try to take it away, but McCune, coast to coast, up and in.
Puts her up to 7.
Now Miley's going to put on the brakes. Feeds it to Savannah Holly on there underneath. And
that crash down that we were expecting. They're going to trap those posts the second you put it down in there.
And McCune takes away the errant pass. Untouched, cruise control, and cannot finish. And a reach-in foul called on the Cavaliers.
Foul is going to be on number 10, McCune, as she picks up her first, team's third.
Holly gets it back and try to force it down the floor. Only 7 seconds on the clock to make something happen. Savannah Holly got to look to shoot. Fires a three. Can't drop it in. Tipped around. Ball's going to go to the corner, and that'll do it for the first quarter. Cavaliers lead 12-4. We'll take a break. Be back after this right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
All right, second quarter about to get underway here from John R. Nelson Gymnasium. I'm Andy O'Hara. With me is Abby Veers, Kenny Barnhart, and the Hall of Famer O'Reilly. They're here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSA Champions Network. The two sides kind of worked with one another for a little bit, but that Culver defense shows up and just turned those points off turnovers. 9 of those points coming off turnovers.
Yep, just catching that ball at the top of the key and going downhill to get them.
McCune will start with it. Out there with Davis, Andrzejewski. Barrett's back in the ballgame, so is Schlemmer. Triton will pick up the foul.
Foul is going to be on Chloe McKinney, her second.
Now Lydia Hammond's going to check in for the Trojans.
She's the only Triton player with fouls tonight, and there's 2.
So Andrzejewski will go outside to McCune.
And if you're Triton right here on this defensive end, you've got to have an answer for McCune. She is leading their points in this because she is going right past all of y'all and putting it right in the bucket.
Barron on the right side of the lane spins into the paint, fires, but we'll draw the foul there, and she will go to the line for 2.
Sierra's going to pick up her first. Of course, team's first for this second quarter.
So Barrett will settle in. Good on the first. Second one on its way, finds its mark. The Cavaliers perfect from the free throw line. 3 of 3 here in this first half.
Coming out in the second quarter, they're going to start picking up that high trap out there beyond the arc.
Hammond will work it. Let's see if Triton can see if they can change things up. But Barrett jumps the passing lane again. Triton's still fine for it. Somehow Sarah Hawley keeps it alive at half court there. Credit to Culver. They're continuing to swarm the basketball.
Yes, and Triton here, you just got to be strong with that dribble. If you're going to take those dribbles, you've got to be strong with them.
Myla Grove shoots that 3, misses it. Sarah Hawley puts it up and draws the line for 2. And that's how you beat a 2-3 zone that is aggressive. Take a shot, let your post players clean it up.
Exactly what was on my mind is you're going to take those outside shots, and at that point we're not worried if they're going in or not. If they go in, great, but it is down to your post players to really get that positioning to clean it up.
So Davis will pick up the foul there. Triton's still cold from the free throw line. Sarah will try for the second one. That one finds its mark. So Triton gets her first free throw to drop. Back of the Lady Cavaliers. Barron works it down into Brooke Davis, but too long of a pass goes out of bounds and a turnover. Now this is if you're Triton, you need to turn this into something.
Yes, if you're coming back here on this offensive possession, you need to have a basket one way or another. But right there on that defensive possession, they are doing exactly what we said they were doing. If you do not play that help side defense, they will get the ball there.
Grows down the left wing. On top to Holly, spins out of trouble. Tries to force underneath and throws it right into the hands of Andrzejewski. And the Cavaliers again, they had another steal. Throwing pencils over there.
I wasn't on purpose. Thank you.
McHugh now leaves it up on top. Good defense by Holly. They're trying to really work him away from that three-point line, but keep an eye on the post. McHugh on the left elbow, drives and crosses over. She'll attack the lane and draws the foul. Back to line. She goes for her second trip.
Foul there is going to be on Lydia Hammond as she picks up her first. Triton third, sorry.
Third.
So McCune's first free throw finds its mark. Her other free throw came from an and one opportunity as Veers Baker checks in the ball game for Savannah Holly, who gets a break.
Now you're Veers Baker. You're coming off this bench. You see what they're running. You see what's open. You've got to communicate that to your girls.
Jewelry?
I'm guessing.
So Janika Kemp will check in for Lydia Hammond, so she'll have to come off the floor. Must have missed an earring.
Coach Neace down there pleading for a technical.
So is that kind of like as your helmet comes off, you got to come out for a play?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Veers Baker tracks in the first Cavalier missed free throw as Janika Kemp will bring up the floor. And now this is a spot where Janika Kemp can shine with his shooting ability. Let's keep it in play. Holly now hands it off to Kemp. Barrett's going to pick her up. Now to Miley Groves by herself for three. Can't get down to drop in, and Barrett's going to track down the long rebound.
You're Holly going to pick her up high beyond the arc, which is right where you want to keep her.
Barrett kicks it out to Andrzejewski. She'll drive. Kuhn going one-on-one with Kemp. She'll step through, but a long step, and they're going to give her a travel call.
And see, Neace right there, I can see where he wanted to not be a travel call, but she kind of had that hop step right in the beginning that took that one step away, turning it into three.
If it's awkward, the officials are going to whistle. Let me tell you, as clean as we might think it is, if it looks awkward, they don't like it. Outside, Janika Kemp dials the corner three, too strong, doesn't quite catch the rim. The rebound there goes to Brooke Davis underneath, throws it away to Miley Groves. Veers Baker on touch, bank is closed and knocked out of bounds by Brooke Davis. It'll stay right here with the Trojans.
See right here, if you're Triton, you're frustrated because you're finding the shots and they are just not going in yet. You want to stay on top of that. You don't want to retreat back from it because those shots are going to start falling sooner or later.
Veers Baker outside. Inside to Austin Wright, tries to scoop that one up, but she gets her own rebound, but she'll catch it out of bounds. And back go the Cavaliers.
One thing I'm saying tonight, and this is not a complaint, this is actually something that I love watching in basketball, is the refs letting the girls play. Yes, there's going to be a little bit of contact. It's not, as long as it's not something crazy, they're going to let them keep going.
That's what you're going to see when it comes to postseason play. Davis goes to Andrzejewski. Up high to Davis underneath, gets a little window, backing down, fadeaway jumpers, too strong, and Austin Wright comes away with the defensive rebound.
Here's Baker playing smart defense. They're not jumping into her, but keeping her arms up and disrupting that shot.
Trying to pull that chair out from underneath her. Holly drives the baseline, goes up and draws the foul.
Very crucial pair of free throws here by Holly. The foul is going to be on Schlemmer, her first, team second. Did I say that right? Schlemmer?
Schlemmer.
Okay.
Kind of a tough one. And the lid's sealed tight for these Triton free throws. Sierra's been there, but 1 of 3.
1 of 5.
1 of 5, excuse me. Looked at the wrong line. Doesn't get that one to drop in. They try to track it down. Austin Wright does just that.
That's that hustle that the girls are needing tonight.
Kicks it out. Austin Wright will try a 2. It's off the mark. No good rebound there. Goes to the Cavaliers. Halfway point of the second quarter. Cavaliers have not looked back. Only put up 3 points here for that 12-point outing to start the first quarter. Davis, good defense underneath by Triton as Barrett drives, looks to reverse it back up on top. Davis will try the contested mid-range jumper. Going to get her on the arm on the way through on that follow-through.
There's the follow-through that just came down. As that foul will be on Veers Baker, her first, team's fourth.
That was a smart play by Brooke Davis. Kind of saw there, say, hey, the paint's been closed. Well, I'm going to try a mid-range jumper, and the Triton defense was kind of late, just moments to that shot. In and out on the first. Of course, the boys' game will be after this. That'll be on, I would assume, on a different stream.
Yeah, I believe so.
Mm-hmm. Davis off the mark. Veers Baker with the rebound. Goes to Janika Kemp.
McCune swarming her on the defensive possession there.
McCune goes up, can't drop it in off the foot of Barrett. Well, they're going to say it went off of Austin Wright. So the Cavaliers will hang on to it. And Brooke Davis knocks that one down.
Kind of saw her have that hold on it. She just saw Janika Kemp coming around. She held it just until she was passed.
Right underneath, goes outside. Got to get out of the lane. Janika Kemp on the right wing.
They can't do that.
A long pass, and Culver takes advantage of it. Brooke Davis still trying to track it down. Deep three for Schlemmer. No good. Brooke Davis cleans up the offensive board. Now out to Andrzejewski, who drives the lane, stops on the baseline, ball still free. Ball's got eyes on it tonight. But McCune makes it focus and drops it in the basket.
Just know right where that seam's at to go right in there.
And Ashli Faulkner is going to take her first time out. It'll be a full timeout. There it goes.
And I knew we had a...
I think Lydia was getting ready to check in for Janika. So there's your substitution. But Culver, exactly what is advertised. The defense feeds the offense, and they are very good with it.
And that's one thing you've got to realize about these girls is yes, we came out focused on Ashlyn, but they have to realize McCune is stepping up. You have to have an answer for her. You can't just keep letting her. She's leading the way here with 4 or 8.
Ava's got 10.
Thank you. And you have to have an answer for her. You can't just let her keep coming down into that paint, and that's really where she's getting all her scoring from. She hasn't went beyond the arc at all. She is picking your defense apart within the paint.
And for Triton, for me, the biggest thing, yes, with what they're doing with that, picking like what you said there, but Triton has got to find a way to control the basketball.
Yes.
They're just kind of throwing and not looking. Just get yourself set, pivot, look where you need to go with the ball, and just deliver it on point.
You can see they kind of got hot hands. You got it. No, I don't want it. You got it. No, you have to have the confidence there to be like, I'm going to put it up or I'm going to put it on the floor. Like you have to have a plan with the ball.
Yeah, can't play hot potato with no plan.
And part of it, too, they're getting that ball right there at that free throw line, but not turning to see that there's a shot right there. Just anticipate. Try to take that shot right then instead of trying to get it passed back out to somebody else.
That is what they need in these last couple of minutes here is turn and shoot is your first instinct.
Just try to stack something here, build some momentum going into the second half. Holly uses the screen, stands at the logo, works it right. Now Sierra, pull-up jumper from the free throw line off the front iron, no good. Through the hands of Davis, and somehow Miley Groves fights through contact and hangs on to it.
Nope, that will not work.
Triton might have got away with the foul there. Andrzejewski with the steal.
Like Kenny says, you have got to see that pass is not there. They are quicker than what you guys are. They are quicker than your pass.
If it's going to be there, yes, you're going to have to just baseball whip it.
Yes.
Well, softball, girls, I mean, some of these are softball players out here.
Yeah.
McCune goes out to Andrzejewski, who drives lane, free lane, up and in.
And on that defensive right there, you see Austin Wright coming down below. Veers Baker, yes, she was concerned about her girl. She needs to step into that lane and disrupt that shot.
Cavaliers, one of 3 teams in this sectional 51 as Lydia Hammond blocked from behind. I believe that was Brooke Davis and a foul call. But like what I was saying, they're one of 3 teams with double-digit wins with North Judson and Elkhart Christian all in this sectional. It's not easy.
No.
All 3 of those are very good at defense.
Savannah Hawley checks in as Austin Wright will take herself a break. Triton looking for an inbound here.
Gotta go with it.
That's Savannah Hawley, good clear out, and she gets that one to drop in. It was a nice job, kind of let your defender get on that baseline and kind of keep your left side open.
One thing I'm seeing is Savannah Hawley, she was out in that first quarter. She was in that play, and it was frustrating because she didn't have that big girl move that she's used to. She was taking those shots beyond the arc, which is what we need her to do. But since that break, you see her come in so much more cool-minded and putting in shots.
Parker on the left wing, throws it near the half-court line. Davis underneath, contested, blocked by Lydia Hammond.
Just like that on Veers Baker. She saw that she finally left her girl and realized she had that time to go back up.
McCune driving, but good help defense by Sierra Hawley. Takes it away and a foul call. We'll see who it's on.
Ooh.
Yeah, because that could be either way pushing.
Oh, no.
Going for the ball.
That's who I thought he just said. Yep. They're going to call it on McCune.
No.
Her second.
No, I think they're calling it on. Are they calling on that one?
Yeah, they call. I heard this guy say 2, but they then.
Yep, they did put it on McCune, so that's going to be her third.
It's a big foul for Culver.
Yes.
So now Triton got a minute here into halftime. Take a little bit of advantage of it.
Triton here needs to take full advantage of it as you have Barrett and McCune, your two keys out there with 2 and 3 fouls.
Here's Baker on the left side. Goes to Holly, has Hammond on the right side, but she'll take the shot. Does not get it to drop in. It's free. Someone's got to grab it. And it'll be the jump ball. Stays with Triton, according to the scoreboard.
Triton here, you need a couple more answers. Only putting up 3 points in this quarter. You're needing more.
Groves scanning. Looking somewhere to go with it. High up to Holly. Deep 3 for Groves. Banks it in. The assist to Sierra Hawley.
Just like that, you've got 35 seconds here. Triton, if you're wanting to have a little more momentum going ahead, you have to find a stop here, find a basket. You can't let them have that final shot.
Barrett will drive, leaves it for Andrzejewski with the pump fake. She will continue to drive, fires a shot inside the free throw line, and gets the roll.
Goodness.
She made that rim tip, put just enough English on it, drops it in. Out of Groves, only 10 seconds on the clock. Ashli Faulkner counts it down for him. Savannah Hawley with the baseline run hits the side of the backboard with 1.8 seconds to go, and the Cavaliers will get it for a potential half-court heave.
Triton going to put in a full pressure defense here.
Barrett's three-quarter court, fires it down. And
my.
It was long enough, just a little to the right. So that'll send it to halftime. The Cavaliers lead 23-10.
So for the Trojans, Holly was there quite a bit. Still 1 of 6, shooting 17% for free throws. Culver 4 of 7 at 57%. On those 2-pointers, Triton 3 of 12 at a 25%. Of course, Culver made half of theirs at 8 of 16. On the 3-point, neither team took successful, just 1 of each. 1 of 5 at 20% and 1 of 3 for Culver. And turnovers there, that was a big thing there. Triton 13 compared to 6 for the player. Culver stats here. McCune with 10, Andrzejewski with 7, Davis with 4, Barrett with 2. And biggest thing is McCune picking up those 3 fouls here, right here towards the end. So that probably be interesting coming out in that second half, whether she's going to sit a little bit or take a chance.
Or how aggressive they'll be coming out with those 3 fouls.
Yep, and then Burnett with 2, and then Schomer and Davis also with the single fouls. For the Trojans, Groves there with 5, Hawley and Wright each with 2, Sierra Hawley with 1. But then we got McKinney picking up those 2 fouls, set out quite a bit there, and then Veers, Hammond, and Sierra Hawley picking up those single fouls.
So we'll take a break here at halftime. Be back for the second half right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Matt's 1-car, 2-bedroom apartment with a home office/home gym insurance. We're good at Nick's SUV and farmhouse with a remodeled kitchen/art gallery insurance.
And we're good at the Wilbur suburban home with the 2-car garage/rehearsal space insurance. Have you seen my hockey socks?
Have you checked your sock drawer?
Stop Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Some see a student athlete working on his shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a student athlete working on his shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their 2-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance. We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance. And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
All right, second half about to get underway here at John R. Nelson Gymnasium as the Cavaliers lead 23-10. I'm Andy O'Hara. With me here tonight, Abby Veers, Kenny Barnhart, and as always, the Hall of Famer Ryan Lim. They're here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSA Champions Network. Abby, we kind of talked there. Triton has their work cut out for them. The blueprint's there. You got to execute the game plan that coach has set for you. But if you're Culver, we'll see how aggressive they will be with McCune's with those 3 fouls. But Barron still has 2, but we'll see how aggressive they're going to be on defense.
If you're Triton coming out, you have to see this, and this is a former player we're talking right now, not a professional. You have got to take advantage of those 2 girls being in foul trouble, and you have got to use it. You're coming out. You are 4-12, and you lost that second quarter 6-11. You have got to start winning in this third quarter to give yourselves a fair chance. You
know, and Culver did the right things. They turned those points into turnovers into points. 17 points off of turnovers in that first half. But Triton, a lot of those were unforced errors. At the same time, Triton was getting to the free throw line. You got to make those shots.
Yes.
You look at that, 1 for 6. If you make 6 of those, it's a 7-point ball game.
And you're coming out now. You have both McCune and Barron on that floor, but you cannot fall asleep on your post players like we have seen plenty of times. Is they're going to work their offense and they're going to work you out of their way, and they'll take full advantage of it.
So Culver will start with the basketball as McCune's out there with Barrett, Schlimmer, Andrzejewski, and Davis. So both teams starting 5s will be out there on the floor.
Triton's going to settle into a 2-3 zone here.
See if they can slow down the game a little bit.
Yes.
And take away that speed of that Culver offense. McCune hesitates, kicks it out to Barrett. On the left wing, she goes to work. Leaves it for McCune. Goes into the high post, tipped there by Miley Groves, and they come away with the basketball. So Groves out there with both of the Hollies, McKinney and Veers Baker. They're starting 5 here in the second half as Groves fires that one, can't drop in, and Andrzejewski gets the rebound. And right there, Triton, you got to keep shooting those, and it was a good job to crash there on the boards.
If you have the open shot tonight, we want you taking it.
Barrett works it right to McCune. Here comes the trap. Triton's going to try to give them a taste of their own medicine here, looks like. McCune falls to the floor. Schlimmer stops in the short corner, swings it over to Andrzejewski, fires a line drive shot. Can't hit that one, and Sierra Holly comes away with the rebound.
I like the defensive approach we are having here in this third quarter.
Dead balls. Groves will skip it across the way. McKinney had on the left side. Deep 3 for Groves off the back iron. McCune gets a long rebound. She's going to take off. AJ Neace says, take off, go, and she will go. Fires a shot as the 2 players collide. Holly was falling away before they made contact. Groves now with it. Goes to Holly in the high post. And right there, a turn and look.
You have that room to breathe. You have room to shoot.
And the fire alarm's going off.
Oh.
What happens? What
do we do?
Here. This isn't the first time.
Yep, official's going to stop it.
I was going to say, what do we do?
This is the first. So what do we do? Go to commercial break?
Let me see what they're.
What's it for? Nobody's really urgent.
Nope.
Well, I haven't seen the fire department show up in here
what's
yet.
the legality? Do they have to evacuate us?
Yeah, TV timeout.
Oh, TV timeout?
Kent's on top of it.
Hey, we could be.
Media timeout.
We could be at a swimming event and we clear the building out.
Gosh.
I have been to.
Please tell me we do not all have to. Okay. Are we okay? I was like, that's one thing.
They got it turned off.
Oh, we're good.
If we have to fully evacuate this gym, this is going. Oh, God.
Well, if it's anything like a couple of service accounts that I have, they go off, and if nobody's running, you just stay put.
That's why I'm
just keep on going. Nobody's running. We're good.
Well, the nice thing is
the doors are right there.
50 feet to the door. So.
All right, so out of the fire alarm break. How many times do you get to say that on a broadcast?
No kidding.
Sarah Holly now goes to Miley Groves. Groves leaves it for Holly, top of the key. That's a dangerous pass. Wisely to hold off that one. Groves now drives. Stops in the mid-range. McCune fighting for it. Now down to Veers Baker, who goes as a shot with a foul will be on the floor. Made contact on the gather.
Foul is on 32, White. Schlimmer is her second.
So another player, Culver, getting a few fouls.
McKinney goes up high to Sierra. Groves now patiently attacks. Goes with the runner, draws the foul, and she heads the line for 2. And taking advantage where that reach is kind of in there.
Okay, foul is going to be on Andruski as she picks up her first. Right there is kind of that gray area where we didn't know if it was going to be Barrett picking up that third foul.
So Andrzejewski picks up the foul. It's a tough one. Groves tickles the twine on the first. Groves now settles in. Next one off the back iron. Savannah Holly gets the rebound. Good defense by Barrett. Knocks it free, but Triton has numbers in the paint. Holly lost the dribble and then can't thread the needle.
That tightrope creeped up on her for sure.
Now Austin Wright will check in on behalf of Savannah Holly. McCune. Ashli Faulkner is going to just turn up the pressure. McCune swings it across the floor to Schlimmer. Can't get it dropped in as Andrzejewski gets the rebound, but she will throw it away and Triton gets the basketball. Now if you're Triton here, you have scored the only point here in the second half as we're 2 minutes in.
Yeah.
But defensively, your defense is really kind of making the Cavaliers scramble. Go down and turn that into some offense.
Yeah, I had to double check myself. It's like, really? Yeah. Nobody's really scored? Yep. Oh, yep, got her on the Davis got a hold of her on the arm.
Culver going to pick up their 4th foul here as Davis picks up her 2nd. That is now 1, 2, 3 players with 2 fouls.
Team's 3rd. I thought we had 4.
Ooh.
It is 3. It is 3. I thought it was 3.
Yeah, it is 3. Sorry, my misspeaking.
McKinney gets it. And Ashli Faulkner calls a 30-second timeout. Saw trouble. That'll be her 2nd timeout. She will have 3 remaining, 1:30 and 2 fulls.
Good timeout there by Ashli Faulkner to really get her team back in because she knows that we need to make points on this end in order to keep the momentum we have.
Your defensive is keeping them from scoring, so take advantage on this end.
You know, Triton, the points off turnover department, I mean, this year, this is a team that, you know, averages – this team doesn't make most of those turnovers. They only average 7 turnovers per ball game. While their opponents, they will average 11 – their opponents are averaging 11 points off of turnovers per ball game, and right now Culver's already exceeded that. Triton has the opportunity here to climb their way back in here. And now, like I said, this final starts the year, win or lose, you have to find some momentum going into postseason play.
Exactly, and these are teams that you are going to see potentially in postseason play coming up here. You have to leave a bad taste in their mouth. Not per se Cavaliers, obviously, but coming up on the play as we have Bi-County next week.
McKinney now goes to Holly on the far side corner. Of course, Triton will meet LaVille in that first round of Bi-County. Right, looking to kick out, spins, kicks it out to Chloe McKinney, who has a look, catch and shoot 3, can't bank it in. And Miley Groves is going to track down the offensive rebound.
Right there, like McKinney executed. Your catch, you're shooting.
Sierra Holly with the run off the window, banks close, rebound there, goes to Schlimmer, and Barrett looks down the floor. Holly hits the deck. Barrett's going to attack off the crossover, kicks out. McCune by herself, steps into a 3, and bounces that one in. That's our first field goal of the second half for either side.
That's where Triton has to realize you're putting that pressure on top, absolutely, but you have to find it down to the post because they only have two baskets beyond the arc.
Gross fires a runner but can't drop it in. Andrzejewski comes away with the rebound. McCune taking off, feels the pressure, retreats to the corner. Now will attack. Good move to the basket.
Yes.
But good defense by Austin Wright. Head off the drive as Andrzejewski tries a 3. Can't drop it in. Davis with the rebound now. Schlimmer will try a 3. High off the rim. No good. Off the hands of Austin Wright, and it'll stay right here with the Cavaliers.
Trying to kind of find that footing as Cavaliers have came back in this offensive possession. They are fired up and they are looking for the basket. Triton here needing to answer with some rebounds.
McCune receives the inbound and sets that offense. She tries to drive around that first those 2 players up there on the zone for the Trojans. McCune in the near side corner. Drives, stops her. Good defense by Miley Groves. Barrett tries a corner 3, blocked there by Veers Baker. Recovered by Brooke Davis and knocked out of bounds by Miley Groves. And Veers Baker, Triton with 3 block shots. 4 block shots by our count in this ball game.
Triton being very active with their hands and exactly what we need to see.
McHugh now with it, drives against Holly, and they're going to get a blocking foul called on Sierra Holly.
That will put her with her second foul. Team's first.
Right idea to try to draw the contact, but you got to feel that contact and absorb it. McCune will get it in the backcourt, and back go the Cavaliers with 3:09 to go here in the third quarter. Of course, the varsity matchup for the boys will be after this one. And Miley Groves intercepts it, knocks it away. Sierra Holly drives to the left side, blocked by Barrett. She goes to the line for two.
That's going to put Barrett with her third foul, and now that is two players who are in trouble.
Right idea by Barrett to go up there and try to take a swing at the ball, but that follow through kind of got her. She kind of led in the body, kind of got in there as well. So it was a good. I mean, I can't say I wouldn't have done the same thing. So.
Yes, I can say that.
Holly drops in the bucket on that one.
If you're Barrett, you're right there. That's going to be a foul, but Triton hasn't really shown you any answers from the free throw line.
Send him to the line. And Holly off the iron. Triton is 2 for 4 in his third quarter off from the free throw line. McCune goes up the floor, and Triton will double team, forcing the jump ball. And Triton will hang on to. They'll force a turnover there.
Triton here, that is a big stop. You played your defense well, and you've got the ball back in it. You have got to find an answer here from somewhere on the floor.
That was a good trap there by those two players for the Trojans. Sierra Holly said, nope, I'm hanging on to this one. Fears Baker goes the corner to McKinney. Takes the pass underneath. Now she'll drive, but she will go up to the air and she'll travel.
I didn't know if she quite got her foot off.
That's where I was. I didn't know she fully got her foot off.
Rolled up, but I didn't think she quite got there.
And Janika Kemp will check in on behalf of Chloe McKinney.
Janika here is what I'm wanting to see. I want her to wake up beyond the arc, and I want to see her start itching her way back into this game.
Ooh.
And that's out on the Cavaliers.
And Schlemmer couldn't get a piece of that one. So Janika Kemp will inbound it from her own bench. Smiley Groves turns and shoots. Can't knock that one down. Veers Baker elevates, knocks it down, and
Culver's fighting over their own rebound with each other.
Schlemmer comes away with it. Up to McCune. 1-on-3, fast break. She steps through, goes up through contact. Can't get the roll this time, and Sierra Holly knocks it out of bounds.
McCune expressing some frustration here.
Andrzejewski goes to inbound, finds McCune, goes to the corner to Barron with the head fake. She drives, no look pass to McCune. And if you're Culver here, you don't have to rush. You have that lead as McCune with the runner, can't drop it in, and Kemp gets the defensive rebound.
Triton here, one thing you cannot do is get sloppy with those passes.
And right there, Veers Baker turns and shoots in the paint and gets Triton's first field goal to drop in the second half.
And they have McCune. They had McCune in a trap there as big girls are going to try and get her. That's a double dribble.
Kind of hesitated, lost that dribble, and it went to that second hand. It is very easy to put that second one down.
And you see McCune there, the frustration in her face. She knew it. She knew it the second it happened.
So Savannah Holly will check in on behalf of Veers Baker. As Groves with the runner, can't drop it in, and Brooke Davis gets the defensive rebound. Minute 45 to go here in the third as McCune continues to get swarmed. Now goes to Barrett. To set in that last position, if you're Culver, you don't need to be in a hurry here to be crisp and try to burn some clock.
No, if you're Triton, just like there by Miley Grubbs, you force that. You force her to pick up that ball. You want to force those errors.
Schlemmer fires a corner three, drops it in. Barrett with the assist. Holly skips it to Janika Kemp. He had a look, goes down into Austin Wright. Now Miley Groves. Holly calling for the top of the key as Groves goes to the runner and gets the roll.
She's leading the Trojans with 8.
Andrzejewski goes to Davis, swings it to the corner. Schlemmer hit the last one. Intercepted by Janika Kemp. Holly will attack. 1-on-2, fast break. Here comes McCune. And then she'll knock it away, and back go the Cavaliers.
Right there, what I want to see is that Triton defense. Ooh, as Savannah Holly's going to pick herself up, her first foul. One thing I want to see right there on Triton defense, you have McCune in that corner and you have her stopped. You need another girl crashing because that is the corner she's not getting out of if you get a good trap on her.
McCune's an excellent athlete, but she's starting to get tired. She is flying everywhere. Take advantage. That's where you go to trap a player that's tired, and sometimes you'll get that mistake.
Yes.
But McCune, got to give her a lot of credit. She is playing well tonight.
She is everywhere on that floor. Triton here sticking with they moved up to a 3-2 zone.
Now Schlimmer tries another three. Can't get the bounce this time. Brooke Davis tips it, and Schlimmer's going to dribble it out of bounds, and it goes to the Trojans.
Triton here, I think, moving up into that 3-2 defense, working beyond the arc, trying to find that more of a trap there on the wing.
16 seconds on the clock, and Holly lost the basketball, and they'll force the jump ball, and the Cavaliers take over.
Ashli Faulkner trying to be quick and get a timeout there. Just wasn't fast enough for the whistle.
She has 3 timeouts remaining. Culver has been yet to use a timeout.
That just shows you the trust he has in his girls.
I like a scoreboard that shows the timeouts just for double verification.
Triton here. Culver's going to want that last shot. You don't give them that momentum.
Triton's going to call for a reach. It was a good shot.
Blue is going to, foul is going to be on blue. 15, Janika Kemp, her first. Triton, you got 4.5 here.
Andrzejewski goes into the backcourt to McCune. She's going to get a running start. Going against Kemp. She drives, fires that one, but draws the foul and will head to the line for 3 free throws before the start of this next quarter. Good job by the scorekeeper to let those lights turn off.
Yeah. Foul is going to be on Janika Kemp, her second. Back-to-back fouls for her. That is now 3 of our girls with 2 fouls, couple with singles. And then you look back down on Culver's side, you have 2 of your main players with 3 fouls, and then 1 with 1, and then 2 more with 2.
So McCune missed the first free throw.
Do we get free fries?
I don't know, do we? Nope.
Nope.
As she hits the second one. Well, Culver did earlier.
So if there's 3, do you get missed 2 in a row? Is it how you get the free fries?
I'm sure there's a loophole somewhere. So she hits the second one, and they will take a 31-16 lead into the third quarter. As Orion will put up the schedule and do his thing as he normally does between the third and fourth quarters.
Oh, I need to fix that. Well, after tonight, the Bi-County starts on Tuesday over at LaVille, where Varsity girls will play at 6. I didn't put the time on.
I don't remember if it was a 6 or 6:30.
I don't have time.
It's kind of goofy up there.
And then they'll play no matter what on Thursday in a consolation or a semifinal, and then the championships on Saturday night at 6:30.
Our home away from home all next week, and then
While we're talking girls, I put the JV girls up there because they were at the Caston tournament on Saturday, and they won that. And I got a picture of them, too, here.
Congratulations to them, and, of course, the most famous JV head coach of all time, Sam Stutzman. He certainly got my vote. Of course, those girls have been playing some serious good basketball here at the midway point. They've just kind of turned it on. Let's try JV group. The future's bright for these girls. I guess got to continue to build. But the Cavaliers hang on to a 15-point lead. If you're Triton there, you held them to 8 points. Yeah, you went toe-to-toe.
Yeah.
If you go on there and you score more than they do in that quarter, you're in the conversation. But right now, it is a tall hill to climb, and you're going uphill on a muddy terrain.
A very low-scoring quarter, but Triton each quarter here has put 4 in the first quarter, put up 6 in the second, 6 in the third. You've got to get out of that 6 rut.
Holly drives with the runner and drops it in right out of the gate. They score first in the fourth quarter.
Triton here pulling up in that full pressure was exactly what you want.
Barrett leaves it up to McCune on the left wing. Goes to Schlimmer. Corner 3. Off the mark, no good. McCune with the offensive rebound, kicks it back out. Schlemmer, second time, drops in.
Schlemmer here proving herself beyond that arc. But 3 now, 1 not counting. She had 3 beyond the arc that she has hit. The Triton girls have got to wake up and see that.
Holly now drives in the lane, takes advantage, goes up and draws the foul.
Foul is going to be on Schlemmer, her 3rd. Triton here coming out. You've got to be smart. You've got to start pulling those fouls.
And Savannah Holly knocks down her first free throw. Leads the team in percentage with 66% on the year. There for a while, she was in the high 70s. Perfect on that trip as she tickles the twine on her second made free throw.
Triton staying up in that full court press.
Schlemmer now forces it up to McCune. McCune steps into a deep 2. Can't drop them, does not catch the rim. Brooke Davis swats it back in, but they're going to say she stepped on the line, and they will turn it over there. I like what Culver's doing there. Bring somebody else up so McCune can get a break and let her be in that second wave of defense or offense, and she can get up the floor and take advantage of Triton there a little weaker and down the floor.
Yes, and Veers Baker there to check in for Austin Wright as she will take a break. Culver pushing those girls beyond the arc as they know they're going to shoot. They're going to shoot from there. They're really trying to take away their comforts.
Savannah Holly underneath drops it in. And for the Trojans, a 6-3 run here to start.
Savannah Holly doing exactly what she needs to be doing, and it is catching and shooting with confidence within that free throw area.
McCune on the outside. She will drive, and she'll kick it on over there to Andrzejewski. Now finds McCune. Culver pleading for a foul call. Brooke Davis, they'll work it back and forth. It's McCune in the corner. Drives, stops, and then a foul call is going to be called there on Sierra Holly.
I'll put her with 3. That is Triton's only foul trouble we have.
And for Sierra Holly and Miley Groves, who have not left a single second in this ball game. I just thought about that. Sierra kind of.
Yeah.
Sierra's face. I'm like, yep, she has not been out. Schlemmer goes up with that one, no good. Brooke Davis tips it, but into the hands of Miley Groves.
Triton coming up fast pace here. You do not want to give Culver that chance to set up into that defense.
Miley Groves fires that one. Veers Baker boxing out. Kind of the wrong spot there. Was expecting some contact. Soft hands.
As there was contact, she was really waiting on a thing there, a call there not to go her way.
Barrett getting swarmed, and now a foul call.
And foul is going to be on Sierra Holly, now her 4th.
It's a big foul for the Trojans.
And Coach Faulkner here, you got 6 minutes left in this game. What do you do? And it is exactly what I thought she was going to do. She sends in Lydia Hammond to give Sierra her first break of the game.
And Hammond is a defensive player. Very good.
That's what we're needing right now is that defensive player.
Like the Energizer Bunny. She doesn't get tired. McCune now goes to Barrett. Up high to Schlemmer. Back out, but throws in the hands of McKinney. McKinney trying to go through, and a foul call. We'll see who they call this on. If it's on McCune, that's 4.
And it will be. McCune picks up her 4th. That is now 2 players within this game, 2 key players who have 4 fouls. And right here you're looking at Neace. What is he going to do? And he looks like he's going to let her fight it out.
Good learning spot here for the sophomore. See what she can do with those 4 fouls. Trying working it inside out. And Barrett, and Barrett gets tied, and there's 2 players that kind of collide. They come with the jump ball. Both players get up in a hurry.
Yeah,
good to see.
Yeah, the feet just tangled and no stopping when they was already going over.
Barrett so strong right there. I watched her head bounce off the floor. And she got up like it was nothing.
Well, if she had a head cold, she no longer has one now. Look at Lydia Hammond with the on-ball steal. Takes it back up and draws the foul.
And foul is going to be on Andrzejewski. That will only be her 2nd.
No, I said the Energizer Bunny. Does he even exist anymore?
Yes.
Well, is he rechargeable now?
That could be.
I'm just saying there's rechargeable batteries now. Hammond good on the first. Second one drops in the bucket, And a timeout for Ashli, or I guess it's going to be, see?
Whoever it is.
I think it's Culver.
Full timeout. Culver.
I think.
I'm not writing anything
Yes.
down yet. There we go.
Just
His
gotta be
first
patient.
time out of the game.
So, yeah, because Triton 8-3 run here in this fourth quarter.
You know, they averaged 7 points in this quarter. I mean, that they've kind of seen those drop in the second half. I mean, 18 points is what they've kind of averaged on the season. They're good in the second quarter, but the offense, it may be too little too late. They're down by 10, but it's not impossible. But Culver's going to get refocused in here. You've got to be able to answer defensively.
That's where Triton is, and that's one thing. Triton coming into this Bi-County week, we have seen them start off so strong in the first half, come down trickling in the second half, and we've seen them now start slow in that first half, and really busting out in that second half. We need to see them put it together, and once they put it together, that game, that team that we see put it together, it is going to be in.
And Culver's, I mean, if you look at them right now with their record, yeah, they went on a stretch there where they won 5 games in a row against Pioneer, Argus, Rochester, Lakeland Christian, and Oregon Davis. But Career Academy, Knox, and Caston, that's their last 3 games. They did not get to play against Frontier because it was postponed due to weather the other night. They're hitting at the right time.
Yes.
So AJ Neace has a group that's really kind of starting to find their groove here.
Triton starting out in that full court press is really what they need right now. Is really what is working in their favor, not letting them get it across the floor. Unlike that.
Kuhn with the basketball. Goes to Barrett.
Triton moving into a man-to-man defense here as the girls get settled in and figure out who they have. Put pressure on them, girls. You want that help side defense, yes, but you've got to put pressure on them to move that ball.
McKinney now guarding McCune. Throws to Andrzejewski and trying to fight for it. They're going to get a reach-in foul. The 2 players were fighting for position with the basketball.
Late foul call there on Veers Baker, her second.
McCune now with the basketball. McKinney picks her up. Now to Barrett. Goes underneath to Davis, but overshoots it. Good defense by Veers Baker to put up a wall there and disrupt that pass.
And that's what she had eyes on her player. She knew what the play was going to be coming around, but she had eyes on her player. Whether she was getting the ball or not, she had good lockdown defense on her.
And Miley Groves crosses the half-court line. Goes to Veers Baker, high in the paint. Swings it to Hammond. Hammond. Tall to Miley Groves as the pass goes. McKinney looks left, has Hammond. Savannah Hawley looking to go somewhere, finds Miley Groves to cut the lead. Can't drop it in, but Savannah Hawley tracks down the offensive rebound. She's going to touch the ball and touch the out-of-bounds line, and back go the Cavaliers.
Triton back with that full court press. Looking for a trap here, getting a stop, not letting them across half court.
Barrett gets it ripped away by Miley Groves, who throws it back into play, but she will throw it away to Andrzejewski. Trying to get called for reach-in foul.
Fouls on Miley Groves, her third. Team's fourth.
No, we're first.
First?
We're first.
Oh, because I was looking at McKinney. Thank you.
Good thing you have an eraser.
That's what I'm saying.
Kuhn rolls right to Brooke Davis. Top of the key, hands it off to Barrett. Barrett hesitates, drives, ripped away by Lydia Hammond, and it goes out of bounds. It'll stay right here.
And Ashli Faulkner has the hops.
She is. Sure, it was off a knee.
And they're not happy hops either. Schlemmer, corner 3, contested, too strong. Savannah Hawley with the defensive rebound.
Trent needs to push up floor fast here, not letting that defense get settled. You want to beat them down there.
Miley Groves attacks, but Veers Baker to clean it up. Bank is closed. Ball's still free, and she gets tied up with Schlemmer in a foul call. Kind of got tied up in there with one hand. That's where they're going to call that foul. Didn't get 2 hands on there as Andrzejewski gets back to her feet. She hit the deck hard.
That was on Veers Baker, her third.
Biggest thing is that's team's 5th.
And this could work in the Trojans' favor, but you have to answer offensively. Yes, that extends the game, but at the same time, they're 60% from the line. You have to be able to make those drop in. Sierra Hawley about to check in with those 4 fouls. And where that foul was on Veers Baker, she had her hand, she was caught. She couldn't get it out, and she couldn't get that second hand in there to really force a jump ball.
And one thing we haven't seen much of a foul of tonight was that call. So it's hard being a player out there trying to navigate that.
So Hammond gets a breather. It's been a physical game. All caps tonight.
Yeah.
Andrzejewski misses the second free throw as Triton comes away with it. Hawley back in the game. Out to McKinney. Tries to feed it to Savannah Hawley. She has Miley Groves top of the key. Fires a three. Can't drop it in. Tipped. Hawley cleans it up. Can't get down to drop in. Gets her own rebound again. This time finds her way through traffic and makes that one count to the scoreboard.
Right here, you're down by 9. You can very well still do this, but you've got to put on the pressure.
This is the first time since the first quarter the lead has only been to single digits. Davis kicks out. Andrzejewski drives aside. Kicks it out to Schlemmer. Schlemmer drives, goes up with that one. Veers Baker comes away with the rebound. And now Hawley back up the floor in a hurry. As Savannah across the way, back to Sierra. Groves feeds it to Veers Baker. Good off-ball movement, puts that one in. And a timeout for Ashli Faulkner, I believe. Going to take a full. And right there, Triton, you are down by 7. Like we said, you can extend the game with those fouls, but can you answer offensively? And thus far, they have.
That's where we got to see him keep rolling here. As Ashli Faulkner takes this timeout, gets her girls settled in here. It's like he realizes here, hey, you're good. You're in this now. You're going. You still have full potential to take full.
And Triton, a 12-4 scoring advantage here in the fourth quarter, and that's what you want to see a team do. When your back's against the wall, how do you respond? Are you just going to cower and fall away, or are you going to make a point to fight back in this ball game? And Ashli Faulkner's crew has done just that. Now Culver, who also has some players in foul trouble, what are you going to do here? Because they kind of seem like all that running they did earlier, Triton's starting to finally see that and take advantage.
And here for Culver, you have those two. You have McCune with 4 and Barrett with 3. Schlemmer there starting to answer with that couple pair of threes there, but now she's getting that defense put down on her, and Culver here is looking for an answer on what to do against this Triton defense.
Well, the other thing with Culver here, you really haven't been subbing, so these guys
No.
here late in this fourth quarter might start be running out of gas.
And Haley Parker has been the only substitution, and that was in the first half for the Cavaliers.
And if you're Triton here, you turn that into your advantage. These girls are tired. You start picking up the quickness of your feet, and you start moving the ball faster.
So lineup is going to stay unchanged for the Cavaliers. Triton will have Sierra and Savannah. No, Sierra's off the floor. Lydia Hammond back in the ball game. Miley Groves. My goodness, Abby. That's 2 drops now.
I haven't dropped at all yet this year.
You have. You did last game.
It's 1.
Davis now at the floor, going to get fouled, and right there. That is smart. You get that foul, and it sends your team to the line and extends the time clock, but Brooke Davis has been there tonight.
Except for the foul is on Avery Veers, and that will be her 4th. Now her and Sierra Hawley both in trouble.
So we'll see if Austin Wright checks in here shortly.
Nope.
They're going to send Sierra back in with 4 fouls. So Brooke Davis to the line. Off the mark on the first one. And she is 0 of 3.
So if he's going to foul somebody.
But right here, if this is a missed free throw, even if it's a make, you've got to answer. And Savannah Hawley gets the defensive rebound, and back of the Trojans. 2:13 to go. They are down by 7.
Who's fighting for position right there. Miley Groves just not really having the lane to get it to her.
Here's Baker in the corner, swings it to Sierra Hawley. Drives the lane, goes up off the window, no good. Tipped around, the ball's free. And McCune and McKinney tie up and jump ball. Triton will get a break and hang on to it.
That's the break you need. You need to put yourselves within those 30 points, right? Within that 30-point mark and knock your lead down to, or knock their lead down to 5.
Miley Groves now sets the offense in motion. Goes up top, to Sierra. Now back to Miley. Off the inbound, they're going to get a foul call on the Cavaliers.
And foul is going to be on Drewski at her third. Team's fourth. Now you have Culver itching towards putting these girls at the free throw line.
Up to Savannah Holly. Holly drives the lane, goes with the runner. Bank is closed. Veers Baker cleans it up and cannot drop it in. But Savannah Holly tips it and it goes out of bounds. And Lydia Hammond quickly in the ball game. We're going to see this duo be switch changing places.
You're trying to really keep Sierra off of that defensive end, keeping her in the game.
Schlemmer now with it, guarded by Hammond, throws it away, and Triton wisely lets it go out of bounds. Another stop for the Trojans.
And that's where Triton's got to see. You have stop after stop after stop against these girls, and you have got to start using it for your own advantage on your offensive end of the court.
Sierra Holly now back to work. A little over a minute and a half to go in the ball game. Miley Groves wanted to go underneath, nothing there. Chloe McKinney turned and looked, but she'll pull it back down, lost the dribble, throws it away to Miley Groves. Now to Sierra Holly. Holly trying to drive. Has McKinney, needs to take the shot, swings it down into Savannah Holly underneath, goes up with that one, and cannot get the roll.
Goodness.
And it goes off of
Culver.
Andrzejewski. The ball was tipped, but it went off of her foot. Triton has found a way to start working in the paint. And Ashli Faulkner will take a 30-second timeout. She will have one timeout remaining. As a minute 16 to go.
Which good. We get balls down here in front, right into your basket. You got to get something to go.
Yes.
But Triton with an 18-12 advantage in the second half scoring. But their defense came out in that third quarter. They changed it up to a little more of that defense that tends to get you a little more excited, I like to call it.
Yeah, they've had that swinging defense where they've been running man-to-man pretty consistent against this team, getting those stops on. They ran it into that 2-3 and 3-2 zone, kind of that mix-up right there, which is really what threw a wrench in Culver's plans, as they couldn't find an answer for that.
Did it die?
No, I don't know what's going on with it. It's been bothering me all night. It's like I've been fine with the mechanical pencil. I need to stop.
He was so concerned about it. Did it die?
Are you okay?
No,
Are you okay?
Let's put it this way. I'm going to figure it out between games. I'll tell you that right now. McKinney goes up on McCune, reads it, and rips it down. 2-on-2 fast break. Barrett on the left side of the lane with the left hand. No good. Savannah Holly with the rebound. Now goes to Sierra Holly. Final minute nearing. Holly coast to coast, too strong off the window. Gets her own rebound as her and Barron get tied up. Jump ball might be the call here, and it is, and the Cavaliers take over.
Culver needing one of their magical stops that they've been having here, as Austin Wright and Lydia Hammond both check back into the game. And Avery Veers Baker and Sierra Holly will take a break. You guys see, those are your two players with 4 fouls here. You kind of got to conserve it as much as you can.
Andrews goes up, and Lydia Hammond's going to foul to stop the clock at 57.8 seconds.
And Lydia Hammond is going to pick up her second foul.
So Andrzejewski goes to the line. She's been there once, 1-1. Am I reading that right?
Yep, 1-1.
That one drops in. Now Holly will check in for Hammond. They're going to leave Austin Wright out there. Andrzejewski good on the first. Drops it in the second. Clutch with those 2 free throws. Groves now uses the screen. Looks to McKinney. Holly drives the lane, trying to draw the contact, but gets the floater to drop in, and it cancels out those pair of free throws. And Holly trying to fight for it. Jump ball might be the call, and Triton takes over. Nice job by Holly to drop that right shoulder, get in front of that ball, and hang on to it.
She is one I've loved watching her grow as a player this year. As last year she was there, she was a player for them, but this year taking on her role as a leader and becoming such a key player for these girls on the floor.
Groves running out of time, now finds Austin Wright. Step back, jumper no good, and Savannah Holly with the cleanup, and she heads the line for 2.
It was just a pass to Savannah. And foul is going to be on Brooke Davis, her third.
Off the mark on the first. Now Lydia Hammond back in the ball game. And Savannah, next free throw, hits the back iron, empty trip. Brooke Davis gets the rebound. Triton trying to foul. And it'll be on McKinney or Wright.
8-9. Yeah, Ashley thinking it's going to be a jump ball, and he's going to call foul down here on McKinney. And that will be her third.
A.J. Neace, quick conference with for his players in the coach's box as Brooke Davis all alone out there on the free throw line. Not by herself, but there's 4 Trojans standing down there with her.
This is the one we talked about. If you're going to foul, it's a smart foul.
And now the Lady Cavs take their spots on the floor. They're going to move McCune back and send Barrett down underneath. Davis settles in, second free throw, finds its mark. 8-point ball game, 30 seconds to go. Tries to lay it up underneath. Davis knocks it away. She comes away with the basketball, and she will throw it away. No one's home down the floor.
Ooh, we got all sorts of them.
They're going to send in Janika Kemp, Jillian Bulis, and Tatum Hudson for Groves. I think, no McKinney, Savannah Hawley, and Sierra Hawley.
Except one of them has to stay.
Austin Wright.
Go. Austin Wright, not Sierra.
My goodness. I couldn't tell.
They all started running. I was like, whoa.
Janika Kemp to fire a three. Can't hit that one. Rebound there by Barrett and Miley Groves, and Barrett collide as they try to fight for the jump ball, and they're going to call a foul call on Miley Groves.
That will be her second. You got to give props here to Ashlyn Barron. You came out in foul trouble, and you have been extremely disciplined in your play, and you're going to round out yourself here with potentially just 3.
I'm going to go one step further. McCune's had those 4 fouls for much the entirety of the second half and has not committed one the rest of this ball game. And Barrett's first free throw, in and out. Hits the second one as Miley Groves goes up the floor. 15 seconds. Now to Kemp. Swings it to Hawley. Hawley underneath. Fires a shot. Can't drop it in. Bulis with the putback. No good. Knocked out of bounds by the Cavaliers, and the clock stops with 7.2 seconds. And Ashli Faulkner wanting and pleading for a foul call underneath. Groves looking. Finds Kemp. Kemp catch and shoot 3. Can't get it to drop in the bucket, and the rebound there by Andrzejewski, and Triton going to get called for, they're going to call a jump ball call. And the Cavaliers hang on to it. But if you're the Trojans, you've got to be proud of the comeback here in the second quarter, or the second half rather. And Bulis intercepts it, and that is going to do it. Cavaliers are going to win 39-30.
She thought about it. She was like, ugh.
Let's try it.
So the Cavaliers will improve to 13-4 in the year. Triton will fall to 6-12 and 3-4 in the Hoosier North, and now are at 500-2-2 against sectional opponents.
So for the Trojans, shot 44% on their free throws at 7-16. Culver shot 55%, 11-20. On the two-pointers, Trojans at 29 at 10-35, and Culver at 8-24. Three-pointers, Triton just got 1 to drop of their 12, where Culver got 4-13, and those turnovers ended up being 22-20. For Culver, McCune with 15, Androwski with 10, Schulmer with 6, Davis 5, Burnett with 3, rounds out their scoring. And for the Trojans, Savannah Hawley with 8, Groves with 8, Sierra Hawley with 6, Veers 4, Hammond and Wright rounds it out with 2.
All right, so that's going to do it for this broadcast. We're going to switch over and get ready for the varsity broadcast. And we'll see you over there on the other stream right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.